to Real People, Real Matters. This is Diana Tulchinsky. My first guest is Sanjin Vidovic, a championship martial arts in Glenview. Please tell me about your earlier life in Bosnia.
I was born in Yugoslavia, specifically Bosnian, and during the war in the early 90s, I moved to Germany, lived in Germany for 5 years, and then moved to the United States in 99.
Who inspired you in fitness training and sports? Which one of your parents or grandparents?
I would say my dad has the most influence on me. He's doing martial arts, he still does it. He's been doing it over 30, 40 years. Um, so yes, I would say my dad.
And then in junior high and high school during that war, did you have like a experience learning about nutrition or health, or how was it in Europe?
We did it more about physical fitness because during the war, schools are closed and everything was pretty much closed. So I would say, if anything, I would say probably physical fitness.
And then your first year in America, did you keep up with sports, or did you ever want to become karate, or what was your first job like?
Well, when I moved to the United States, I worked at a department store first. I didn't really have time for martial arts or any other sport, but getting situated here with my family and everything, uh, I went to Harper, finished criminal justice. That was my goal, kind of be a police officer. But then, with circumstances in life, I turned into martial arts and I did something out of a passion, turned into a goal of being a martial arts instructor.
And then how did you get acquainted with the Glenview Champion Arts?
I applied for a part-time job there. I started with like 4 hours a week probably, and I built my way and I found my passion and I stuck to it.
And then please tell me, what were your responsibilities like when you became an instructor?
When I started, probably like clean the school, make sure that
Wow,
we
you
do phone
started
calls.
far,
Yes,
yes.
and I like that. I truly believe that when you start, I don't want to say on the bottom, but when you start from pretty much from ground up, and you
Great.
learn more business inside out.
How did your parents encourage, like from like immigrants from Europe, encourage you to become an instructor?
It was, I think at the beginning it was more like, well, this is not a real career. You need a real job, and I always do what my parents always support me at what I do in life. So I really saw that vision, and once I started working there and became full-time, became the head instructor, I saw the vision that you can really truly do amazing things.
And then what type of belt do you have now?
I am a third degree black belt. You start with a white, and there's every 3 months there's a testing. So you test white, yellow, orange, green, blue, blue, red, and so on until black belt.
And then does Glenview have anything for small kids? The little sports, do they teach stranger danger to them?
Of course, we start at usually at like age 3. That's when they start at our school. As far as stranger danger, we do have seminars. We go to different schools. We hold stranger danger seminars. We do seminars at our school. So yes.
And I was wondering, do you have any success stories about little kids saying that they're not bullying or strangers when they travel outside?
Yes, we do. I mean, I have some stories from the kids and adults. For example, one of our adult students is a nurse. She was attacked in the hospital by a patient,
Wow.
and she had to restrain him, take him down. I have some kids. They're 7, 8 years old. They come to me after class and tell me, Instructor Sanjin, I have to tell you something. So I start talking to them and their parents, and they tell me how they saw somebody, for example, at the school being bullied. They would go up to the bully and tell them that is not nice, that's not how you. So they kind of educate them on anti-bullying, and of course we reward them at the school always.
And then what's the first practice experience like? When do you kick the board, and when do you build the
As
self-confidence?
far as the boards, what we usually do is we have the kids or students come to our school, they try out a class, and then we see how comfortable they are. If it's something that they want to continue, we let them break a board and earn a white belt.
And what about adults? How do you build confidence for women that are maternity or just a little bit overweight, or men that are overweight?
Of course, and that's a big problem in the United States. I believe there's a lot of unhealthy habits and stuff like that. So we do encourage them to come to our classes. We have fitness classes, we have adult classes, we have family classes. We are a very family-oriented school. So once they start coming, we promise, but we truly believe that by the time they reach their black belt, they'll be in best shape of their life.
And how many years does that take, the black
To get
belt?
to the black belt, it all depends on the individual. If they test on a regular basis, I would say 3 to 4 years.
Okay, and how many hours do you have to practice?
Well, what we do is like we have class attendance, so there's a minimum classes that they have to attend in a month or in 3 months testing period. I would say anywhere between 2 to 3 hours, probably a week.
Do you ever hire the Glenview North or South students for your mentorship program?
Yes, we have a lot of students that are right now before college, applying for colleges. So they come and they're probably former students and they help us out with camps. They help us out sometimes with parents' night out. They help us out with classes.
And how do you like mentoring them, like their first job?
I love mentoring. I always looked up to other people that are successful and on the right path in their life. So I think it's important to build that foundation in children. So
And what if they're late? Like, do you make them call or their parents call?
I usually have them call because it teaches them confidence, it teaches them communication skills, it teaches them how to be,
Self-confident.
yeah, self-confident.
Communication
Yes.
skills. And please tell me, like, your life about how you became the black belt and your history.
Well, I started martial arts when I was 9 years old in Bosnian, and I got up to green belt. And then during the war, I stopped. I moved to Germany. I stopped, and then I came over here, and I started doing it. And it's been tough, but once you set a goal, you don't give up. We teach our students really that to not to give up on their goals once they set a goal, not to give up on that goal.
Have you ever seen the competitions in the United States and Europe where they go?
Yes, I've been to a lot of tournaments here in the United States. I have multiple medals, awards, trophies at my house.
Yes.
With my dad, we share a corner in the basement. But yes, I've traveled for tournaments. And
What was your first tournament like?
scary.
Scary,
Yes,
yeah.
scary. But once you overcome that fear, you can conquer everything.
How many competitions have you traveled for?
I've attended a lot of competitions. Actually, I am going tomorrow. I'm flying for Florida for instructor training, so we'll do some stuff down there in Florida. Next month is my test for my 4th degree, so I have to fly out to Orlando and test. Is going to be a 2-day test, I believe. One day is going to be on the beach, so I'm looking forward to that.
And please tell me, how is Germany and Europe? Like, do you see any differences between the karate in Europe and the karate in the United States?
I think the biggest difference is the volume, because Europe, I live in Germany, it's not as big population as the United States. People are not as open-minded as here, I would believe. So I think people here do a lot more.
Are they ever afraid of like too much violence on television, or like in Europe, like is it normal, or like in the United States, oh karate, like the kid's gonna be a bully and he's gonna start kicking, or like what is your viewpoint?
I think if your student becomes a bully or goes into that direction, I truly believe that's the instructor's fault. Because the instructors are the one that educate the students in the school on what to do and what not to do, what is right, what is wrong, and things like that. So,
Do you ever notice like men like with steroids, or is that a problem, or women with steroids or doping, or?
I truly believe that you shouldn't use chemicals to make your body better. I think it should be an even field.
And then for competitions, do they do a weigh-in, or how do they
Yes, it
compete?
goes basically in martial arts. It goes based on the belt. It goes based on the age, and things like that.
For Glenview Champion Sports, like what is your belief? Like if you don't have their black belt, how do you encourage students to hang in there?
And that's the $1 million question. That's really tough because it's sometimes for some people it takes a little bit longer and they get discouraged because it's taking them that longer. But once we talk to them, we sit down one-on-one and talk to them and explain to their parents or the student itself, that it will be worth it at the end. And at the graduations, we have had multiple students. They thank usually the instructors for not giving up on them and really making them believe and stick to it, because they would probably regret it if they did stop.
And what about women's self-defense? Who teaches that?
Well, we have three instructors, three full-time instructors, and we do I'm the head instructor there. I am one of the instructors that teaches self-defense courses. We do gun, we do blade, stick. So it's a lot of fun. You should come check it out sometimes.
Oh, I should. So, like, do you ever have reports of women living on their own saying that it was a great, opportunity, or people are scared to like hit somebody or defend themselves around?
I think that most people or most of our adult students are more scared of hitting somebody than getting hit. So we have a really safe environment zone. We use gloves, we use a lot of protection. So we teach them to build that confidence that it's okay to have some kind of contact as far as punching or kicking, but not full power, so that they understand and build the confidence from there.
Then, like, how do you feel like when women and men, I guess, like, when take it too far? Have you ever like seen somebody like, or do you ever dissuade somebody getting the black belt and doing this professionally? If someone wants to be an instructor, and so you notice them, but then they're a little bit difficult. It's a difficult process. Do you ever dissuade somebody in going there?
Well, what we do, we have a storm program, and that's only for our black belts. And what we do is we have a classroom setting there, and they come to those classes, and we teach them how to be an instructor, how to be a better martial artist. And once they pass that first phase, we assign a class for them, and then they come to the class and they start helping us with teaching, lining up students, warm-ups. It all depends on the individual, how fast of a learner they are. So.
And how many hours did you practice when you were young to accomplish that white, green belt and black belt?
I practice all the time. I always teach classes in the school, so that's practice. And then after the work, usually I go to the gym, and I have a gym at my house, so I work out at home. So I would say on a regular basis I do.
And basically, like for a 6-year-old, like, what is your motivation plan when they don't talk or read it? Like, how do you instruct them?
A lot of people think that the younger classes are the hardest to work with. That's my favorite group, 3 to 6-year-olds. It's once they find that level with you and they understand you, they will do anything for you. So we build it from there.
And for like the 13-year-old, like how do you motivate them? I understand you're not a parent, but you enjoy them.
And that's a tough one, because that age, teenagers, they want to experience a lot of other things, other activities, and girlfriend, boyfriend, things like that. So what we do is we do a lot of activities at our school. We truly believe that martial arts is not just about punching and kicking, it's about character developing and stuff. So by the time they reach that age of in the teens, they kind of have an idea of what we do, and we get them involved into different events. We were just in a ski trip. We do teen nights out. We do teen movie night at our school. So that's how we get them involved.
And then how do you give them discipline and respect for others while...
Well, I believe respect, in order to get respect, you have to give respect. That's one thing that I truly believe. Discipline is... Sometimes they have to do a couple push-ups here and there if they're not listening. I think if you pull the individual on the side and explain to them, I think they go back into the class. And
please tell me like the stories of when like the parents want to do karate and they bring their kids in.
So we are like I told you earlier, we are a very family-oriented school. We have some family classes, so it's a lot of fun. Usually we have parents on the mat days once a month, where the parents come and hold the targets, or the kids hold the target for their parents. They do some punches and kicks. Be involved in our character development program. We have a character development program. We highly encourage our students to work with their kids at home. So things like that.
Do you ever tell them like to slim down or gain weight, or do you ever encourage them?
We have a saying at our school, the habits we train are the habits we gain. So we highly encourage our students to eat healthy. we don't allow students to eat McDonald's at ours in the
No, you
school.
throw it
No,
away?
well, no, we ask them that they don't bring McDonald's food into the school because McDonald's right next door to us.
Oh, okay.
So everybody's like, we want French fries, French fries. I'm like, well, things like that. So
And how many languages do you speak? I understand you're from Bosnia.
I speak three. English is my third language. So yeah.
And are you successful with the kids you hire from Glenberg, or do you ever train people outside or speak outside of how their first job is, and maybe it'll be a full-time job?
Yes, we do a lot of junior achievement with the local schools in the area. We do PE teacher for the day, and we always educate them about martial arts, especially in the junior achievement classes. We use our martial arts school as a model on how you can be successful and build really a career out of it.
Do you know any students that became martial arts instructors afterward, or?
I know, yes, I do. Some of our former students became instructors until they went to college. So once they come back now in summertime, they work part-time with us for a little bit, and yes.
And how many years does it become from 13 to become an instructor? How much practice do you need?
Well, as far as the practice, I think it's all up to the individual. As far as the classes go, how fast they learn, how they report with the students and things like that nature.
And then, do you have any plans to travel in Europe or in America for your karate, or just for pleasure?
Yes, I'm trying to right now to make a tournament possible in Orlando, Florida, probably end of the year. We'll get multiple schools from the United States down there and do a big tournament. So that's my goal.
What are your physical workouts like? Do you jog or run, or how demanding is it in the body?
It is demanding, but as long as you do it in a safe environment and know what you are doing, you should be okay. As far as running goes, I run in the pool more than I run outside.
Okay.
So I like to have that resistance, and it also helps you with the injuries.
Have you ever seen a woman or a man overtrain their body?
Yes, definitely. Um, we do sometimes classes, and I tell the fitness classes, and I tell the students to always pace themselves. And I would say with men, it's more common than women. They try to show off a little bit, and they try to go a little bit harder, and they usually gas out after like 5, 10 minutes, especially if it's their first class. But at the end, like once we talk to them and explain to them that they need to pace themselves, and then if they come a couple months, few months, and then they build that conditioning. So.
What are the first two classes like? Like, I understand a website, you offer two classes, but what do you learn then?
Yes, so we offer first 2 classes in a week. What you do is usually you come in and we would do an evaluation just to see which class would fit for you the best, based on your age, if you have martial arts experience, things like that. Once we establish that, we assign you a class, and then you would come into the class, and that's where you break a board, earn a white belt, and we have a progress check every month where they get a different color stripe to make sure that they're on the right way on the right path. They're not missing any classes, they're not missing on the form or self-defenses. Every 3 months there's a test, and you usually start with a white, and then next would be yellow, orange, green, purple, and so on.
How do you encourage women to go into karate? I know it's hard, but what are your pep talks like?
I think a lot of schools try to sell you things and stuff. I always tell people, come try it out. I highly encourage our students to talk to their friends. And I think it's easier to work with a friend out than if you come by yourself.
Do you have a buddy system where basically they drive and you drive them, or like if they can make it, or do you ever encourage them to walk in the door, or?
Yes, we encourage them to walk in the door. I always tell parents, sometimes parents tell me, well, I cannot come to the class because due to work and things like that. So I tell them, if I have to come and pick your child up, I'll come. So far it hasn't happened, but
It hasn't happened.
yes, but I probably would go and pick them up if I would have to.
And then for your point of view, how does learning karate, the discipline, prevent teens from dropping out of high school and doing marijuana and drugs?
Well, like I said earlier, I think building that strong foundation is the key to everything. So as long as you have a good support system and you can talk to somebody at any time, that helps definitely with that.
Tell me about how you became the black belt and the green belt.
Well, as far as the belts go, like it's a long way to get, and I truly believe once you get a black belt, it's a little bit harder than when you start with a white belt. But again, if you have that right support system behind you that encourages you, that talks to you, that checks your progress and things like that, makes it definitely easier.
Please tell me about your Glenview experience. How do you like the kids? How do you like the Glenview area?
I love Glenview. We work with a lot of business in the Glenview area, in the Glen especially. Uh, so our experience is really, really good. I love the town, even though I don't live here. I wish I would, but I love the people. I love the businesses. So.
How many years have you been working for Kristen Miller, the champion?
Well, I've been working with her for 6 years now. I started part-time, like I said earlier, twice a week. Now I'm full-time employee. Now I work 6 days a week. So I would say 6 years.
And where are you located in Glenview?
We're on Fingston and Willow, Plaza del Prado, right in between Bluefish and McDonald's.
Why are you considered the best in the North Shore area?
I truly believe that this is our passion, this is our career, and this is our life, the martial arts school, and based on talking to the parents and doing all these things with other schools and other businesses, we have really good reviews. So if you guys check it out, you can check it out on Facebook, check out the reviews.
And what are your plans? Like, do you want to be an instructor or a better instructor, or do you want to expand your classes, or?
I definitely want to grow as a person and as an instructor. I truly believe that growth is the key to everything. So as long as you have the passion and yes. So I do want to grow. I want to be a better instructor and hopefully build better students, better human beings. So.
Thank you, Sanjin, instructor of Championship Martial Arts in Glenview. Thank you for this wonderful conversation about martial arts.
Thank you for having me here. I really appreciate it. And I hope one day you guys come to our school and maybe do a section there.
Thank you again for watching us. This is Real People, Real Matters with Diana Tulchinsky.